What's the deal? It's your boy J Mike, Mr. Athletic over everything. I'm doing this video right here to add a little context to a video I posted to my story yesterday. A lot of people have asked me about that video. They're not familiar with it, which I find very surprising. But back in 2012, 2013, 2014, CT Fletcher had a group of guys that was lifting with him, and they were doing a lot of strength training. And for me during this time, I wasn't really lifting that heavy. I was always doing more of the stuff that you see like Midwest Kong do now. A lot of rep range work. Never benched 500 pounds at the time, but I had done so much rep work that, you know, I become strong over a period of time and a period of years. And if you guys have done any research or, you know, looked around with some of my techniques and things that I do, I used to do 225 for 100 reps every single day. I did that probably for 15 years. I would say no less than 4 times a week, but up to 7 days a week I would do it. And some days I would do it twice. I viewed the 225 more like push-ups, and it did wonders, you know, for my endurance and the fact that I'm 45 years old and I'm still one of the best benchers in the world. And I'm not slowing down. I just built a hell of a base. But long story short, one of the videos that touched me the most and probably influenced a lot of the stuff that you see now is the Hulk Smash video. And when that video first came out, you know, I believe it has almost 30 million views now. But that was a game changer in the strength world, because what happened is that they had a lot of people who could have done those type of reps, right? But I didn't know. But there are so many people who are like, that's not even a big deal. I could do that, or I have a friend that could do that. But there's something that even myself, I wouldn't have been able to pull off, was how charismatic Kevin Washington was in this particular video. He sold that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where you thought that shit was like the most incredible thing could be possibly done on a bench. And to think now, you know, I just posted yesterday, I did 408, which is a little bit more, that was in that video. I did it for 21 reps. And, you know, in today's climate, you know, I would only do a video like that that he did in that video maybe for 540 or something like that, to where it was like super impressive, because there's so many guys who can push huge weights. You'd have to do something, you know, super drastic for it to, you know, reach the type of numbers that something like that did. But that's not really what I'm talking about. But during that time, CT had Big Rob, you had Mike Rashid, it was Bolo, I believe was his name. And these guys were doing these workouts, and I would literally do the quarter-mile workouts, and I started adding them into my training repertoire in terms of how I was building my strength. And I would go to YouTube and post the videos. So people ask me all the time, how do I get stronger, and this and that. Go back to my YouTube channel, No Hobbies, Only Obsessions. You'll see during that time period some of the stuff that I was doing that laid some of the foundation for what you're seeing now. But I just remember watching those reps go up and down, saying that is impossible. Nobody could do that kind of weight that many times. And then there was also, you know, everybody in the video natty or not? You know, most people, you know, drew their own conclusions, but I can't remember or not if they were saying that people were natty or whatever the case may be. But, you know, me being a lifetime natural, I know no one believes that, but me being a lifetime natural, I thought that it was like one of the first times me seeing someone who was like me doing what they were doing. And it was very inspiring during that time. The CT Fletcher videos today don't have the same effect on the masses due to certain changes and things of that nature, but they were super inspiring during that time frame. And I've always been somebody to look for motivation to try to, you know, push to new heights and new levels and things of that nature. And, you know, where I am right now today, I'm very close to breaking through to something crazy. You know, you know, a 700-pound attempt this year may happen. I'm not saying I'll make it, but I want to do it in my garage. I want to do it by myself, and I just want to say that I've done it. I don't think I'll ever do it in competition because I'll never weigh enough to actually do it. Being under 300 pounds, drug free, it's a whole bunch to it, right? But that was just a huge video in terms of me watching it and just thinking about, you know, what was going on during the time. I even remember, you know, going to competitions and benching 501 pounds and having the biggest bench by far at the competition. And now you have, you know, everybody benches 500 pounds, you know what I'm saying? So it's just amazing how far the strength game has come in a relatively short period of time. You know what I'm saying? If you just look at, you know, the numbers and how things have just changed so fast. You know, a lot of people think that I'm a bench only person because of the last 3 years, but before that I was one of the top 10 308s in the world since 2015 to 2019. But you know, people don't know that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying all this to say that, you know, I'm getting back into full power training again. It's just that I need motivation. So these posts that you see, my page is shadow banned, 100% shadow banned. I know that no one's going to watch these videos, but I'm posting these videos for myself. So it's not that I'm putting any, like, I'm posting this for anything. I'm posting it for myself, more or less to get me going again. You know what I'm saying? But I just thought this was a quick little video. It's probably under 10 minutes, but I thought it would be a video to give a little context. But also, Kevin Washington is from New Orleans, and I watched a magazine, or I saw a magazine article where they did an interview on him, and he was also talking about who got him into the strength game. And the same person that got him kind of into the strength game is the same person that was responsible for me getting to push heavier weights. And most of y'all know who that person is. He goes by the name Big Swole. Master P used to rap about him all the time. Big Swole, Big Boz gonna ride for me. He talks about him in No Limit songs, and he also was one of Master P's wrestlers when Master P went to wrestling. Dude is like 6'7", about 275 pounds. He actually played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he was like a black belt and like Taekwondo. Something. He's like a super martial artist. But I watched this dude. He used to train at a gym in New Orleans by French Riviera Spa, and he used to come by, and dude was doing like shoulder press, like sitting shoulder presses with like 405, 500 pounds. And during that time, people in New Orleans really weren't working out like that. You know, especially you see a lot of big guys in New Orleans. But he saw me, and the first time he saw me, he was like, "You're my new workout partner." I was like, "Huh?" After working out with this dude, I couldn't even walk. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, forget this for the birds. So he used to come to the gym, and I used to hide from him because I didn't want to work out with him. Like, he was like literally like destroying me every session, you know what I'm saying? And to hear Kevin Washington say that he's like his OG or whatever, I thought that was kind of interesting. But you know, that dude was like one of the first strength people that I ever saw up close and personal. And he's still done some stuff that I still haven't seen. Like one day we're at the gym, and they're throwing away phone books. They used to have phone books back in the day, but they were throwing away phone books. He was just standing there just tearing them like they were nothing. Like while people are throwing them in the trash or whatever. And then he used to do something called Break Ice for Christ, where they would do like these strength seminars, and they'll mix it with gospel and stuff like that. And I watched the man roll up frying pans like a burrito. Like, I just never seen anything like that. But watching the video or reposting that video yesterday just made me think of all this stuff. But if you guys are interested in, like, you know, thoughts and strategies of why some of the best in the world do what they do, go and check out some of the videos. Do some research. You know, if you go to my YouTube channel, No Hobbies, Only Obsessions, I talk about my bench strategy and technique and what I'm thinking when I'm benching. Like, people are like, you're not locking out your bench press. Look, my bench press is my bench press, and there's a reason why I do everything I do. Some of you guys are working out for the internet for the most part. I'm a competition bencher. I know what's important in my bench, so I work on those things. I'm trying to get the weight to go up and down, work like a piston. The only rep count is the last rep, especially with the higher endurance reps. As long as I'm getting to the point where my tricep is activating, that's all I need to work on, and then I power through at the end. And to give a very short summary on that, I used to train. I worked with I worked with Steve Goggins, and Steve had a thing with deadlift where I used to do this jump and rip, jump in the air, land, grab the bar, and all this stuff. It was basically impossible to do reps like that, because as soon as you jump, land, grab the bar, you land, you have to do it again, and I couldn't do it that way. So I would have to jump, land, grab the bar, put the bar down, reset, then do it again. And I remember Steve telling me, like, yo, I told you to do a double or a triple. I think I had 705 for a triple on deadlift that day. And I did my jump and rip, grabbed the bar, did whatever. He said, hey, that's cool and all, but that's not what I asked for. I asked you for a triple. Like, when you lift the weight, you bring it down, you come right back up with it. And basically what he said is, you just did 3 singles. You didn't do a set. And it got me thinking. When people are doing these bench presses, whereas, high reps or whatever, and they're going real slow, they're actually easier. And they're also individual events. They're not a combination a combination of what the number is. So I don't think you get as much out of it if you just went through it, like fight, and when you get to the end, you grind through it and kill it. I think you get more out of it doing it that way. So that's kind of what I'm thinking when I'm doing my bench workouts, but I'll talk about that at a later date. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, later.